Haters gonna like it. Likers gonna hate it. Hello guys and gals, it's me Sasho from YouTube channel Sasho Media. What's a better way to start off this year with this video? In this video I will cover the most requested from you guys and gals topic about ongoing development game project of creating similar game, delivering similar experience as what we had previously in Ghost Recon Phantoms. Titled by Ubisoft. In this video I will express my concerns about Shadow of Soldiers game project. Quick overview of this project for viewers new to my channel. This is another project as Phantom Forever project, which I have covered in my previous vlog discussion video. The Shadow of Soldiers has started as a post on one of the Ghost Recon Phantoms community Facebook fan page. A community player, Death1431, has started a Shadow of Soldiers project as announcement post at one of the Ghost Recon Phantoms Facebook community fan page. Later on, a few more community players has joined to this project. For example, Marto, who was also part of the Athena Council, the gaming console created by Ubisoft Singapore for Ghost Recon Phantoms. Blocksmith, the creator of Bring Ghost Recon Phantoms Back petition, has been also joined in Shadow of Soldiers project. Nowadays, more people has joined to development team. In this video it's not going to be as a game review. As the game is still in development, I cannot review a game which I don't have an experience with. So instead, making a review, I will express my concerns about the project as a development process and general feedback as my own personal opinion and feeling about Shadow of Soldiers as possible substitute of GRP. Just a single note for those of you who don't know what is GRP, is a short reference for Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Phantoms. Before I begin with the important part of the video, I will make a disclaimer. My opinion expressed in this video is all based on the official information shared on official channels of Shadow of Soldiers project by game developers. Here I would like also to make one more disclaimer and admit I'm not a game developer. However, I do have a sense and some basic knowledge about game development. Okay, let's finally begin with the topic of this video. And I'm directly starting with my first concern and something that I think is a general mistake of starting Shadow of Soldiers game project. The lack of game concept alongside with concept art, I don't think is a good way to develop a game without having clear idea of what will be as a final game, as well without having a concept of how the game will visually look as final version. Not having at the beginning visual concept of what players can expect as a final game, it does not build trust in me of what I can expect as a visual experience. I mean, personally, I don't think is a good way to choose some random skin for your own game. If you want people to like your game, you should invest in your vision. I do understand creating a game is not easy, also requires funding, especially if you can't create everything by your own, requires you to buy some game assets and etc. I do understand Shadow of Soldiers has started as a self-funded project, creating game from scratch by people who are not fully experienced with game development, and they're running this project on their best effort. Next concern. My next concern is about the need of satisfying people who have heard about your idea and rushing to release a very early version of the game. Shadow of Soldiers early alpha playable version has been announced several times. In my opinion, this is due to fact to keep people's interest about the project. Developers are tryhard running towards creating some sort of playable version of the game. And I don't know, probably provide some sort of gameplay experience. For me this looks very similar to the situations as big companies has made promises about their upcoming titles, but the release does not feature most of the promises. I mean, keep the community busy and hyped about what you're doing is not an easy job. Words coming from a poor YouTuber who barely have 3.5k subscribers, which most of them I don't even deserve, just gained during my GRP period. I mean, I know how you guys feel, having a feeling you're going to lose your potential future players of the game, your tears and blood to create a similar game to GRP from scratch in your free time. Don't be like this, don't be like what Ubisoft was for Ghost Recon Phantoms. I mean, I don't exactly mind Ubisoft, it's a game publisher company looking at their interest by investing in their game development studios to develop a game for people to enjoy. However, this process involves sometimes to shift your priorities and invest in other projects, and shut down one does not cover your investments or just is not that easy to support in the time. If Shadow of Soldiers developers would like to take advice from a guy who only have a small sense of game development and haven't done one before, I would suggest to take your time, change your priorities and focus your effort and energy towards delivering best possible game experience, the way you would like to be the best. And make sure to put some little effort in your PR and marketing campaign. Which is my next concern. Personally, I barely know you guys. I'm only a little bit more familiar with Marto and slightly with Boxmeat, but only because he created the petition supported by his video talking about it. Rest of the people like Dead1431 I do know from my stream, probably. We had played together GRP once in a while, I don't remember, dude, sorry. But I have admit, personally, I don't feel this is convenience enough for me to believe in your cause. Don't get me wrong, I just not sure you're doing it right way. You have started your better PR campaign, so people can get more familiar with you. Hire someone to lead your PR campaign and introduce your idea and cause in better way, creating more transparency about the company you have created to make Shadow of Soldiers game project more legit. And coming up, my next concern, and since I'm on a page about Shadow of Soldiers being promoted as an upcoming future game title with the hope to substitute the missing spot left by GRP, I don't think the project have the best selected game title. And moreover, I'm talking about the short name of the game, EGSOS. Quick example before I go further: if you do a simple search in Google about SOS, the search result will be overwhelmed by a variety of different associations. Even last year there was released a brand new game having SOS abbreviation used as a main title. By itself, SOS is more likely people to associate with a survival game than competitive shooter, as what GRP was. I believe Shadow Soldiers going towards this direction. Am I wrong? If my understanding about Shadow Soldiers game project is about to bring again that competitive gameplay experience. If I were a developer of GRP-like game, I would first likely to create the concept of game war, then base my title on the war, and then base it on the war and title I'll create the concept art. Does that make sense? Simply, I don't think SOS and in general Shadow Soldiers does have that strength as what Ghost Recon Phantoms had. However, I do admit the fact that behind Ghost Recon is a big franchise of Tom Clancy's, which Ubisoft invest and continue investing. I mean, creating a brand is not easy, but better to make a small steps toward than come out with something whether or make sense and align with the concept sense of what people would like to hear about the game. Okay, it wasn't hard as at all to create this video. Before I end up the video, I would like to explain why I have delayed this video till now. The reason behind I haven't created this video previously, I didn't know what format should I make it. I didn't know what kind of video you guys and gals want me to do about Shadow of Soldiers. I also was confused about this, as Shadow of Soldiers is still in early development, not an actual game, as well in terms of gameplay. Only developers sneak peek videos are available from a small amount of gameplay features, so I couldn't create a game review like video as what most people do. I also thinking about a game review video in terms of development progress video. Second one was something I have tried a few times, but every time I end up struggle to structure my video script and I just gave up. However, you guys and gals have requested me many times to make video about Shadow of Soldiers, and the more I knew about the project, the more concerns I had. Meanwhile, Phantoms Forever project, as a competitor mentioned in my previous video, to bring JRP back become also a request from you guys and gals. And since the video format of Phantoms Forever project made sense for you guys and gals, so I've decided it will works also for making Shadow of Soldiers video with the same format, just by expressing my concerns.
Behind.
God damn it, man. Damn it, man! Finally! This video is done! Hey, don't get scared. I'm weird sometimes, I know. God damn it, man. Finally, I can unpin this post from 7th of February last year. Finally I made this video.